top of my game, act like you know. I'm on top of my game, act like you know. I'm on top of my, I'm on top of, I'm on top of my, 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 I'm on top of my game, act like you know. I'm on top, I'm on top of my, I'm on top of my game.
I'm with the legendary, the legendary, the legendary DJ Marley Marl in the building, baby.
What up? How you, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm glad to be here with you.
Yes.
We celebrate National DJ Day. All right, it's going down, and I just feel like we need to ask you a couple of questions. I got to get in that brain of yours because there's so much knowledge and history there. But before I even ask you any questions, what is this right here that I'm looking at? Because I remember this, but I don't remember this. Okay. So educate.
Basically, I came here with my customized SP15 technique. You know, if you ever worked in production in any radio station in your life, you've seen these. These used to be the ones that you flip up inside that little case.
They had like a cabinet.
There you go.
Right.
Now, these are techniques. These were out before the original 1200. So when me and Mr. Magic used to DJ on the radio, I used to rock with these, actually, and I got used to these and always used these ever since. As you can see, I modified it. I put a little 1200 platter on it, made it float appropriately. Put it on the 1200 body, so it got that little rugged 1200 look when you look at it. And every time I go DJ with this at places, people go lose their mind because they never saw this.
So you custom built
Yes.
these 15s
Yes.
into to 1200 casings.
Yes.
And it looks amazing.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's a little quicker. You touched it.
Yeah, and I was touching the torque on it. It's incredible.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
That's amazing. That's incredible that you bring in some. What year did this? What year, maybe?
Wow, these was made in the 70s, I believe.
What year did you modify them?
Oh, I modified these about 5 years ago.
Wow.
I did about 5 years ago. These are
incredible.
The original ones that me and Mr. Magic used to use on the WBLS.
On WBLS?
Yeah, back in the day.
Wow, so this is history.
Yes, it is.
Wow, incredible. DJ Marley Marl, for y'all who don't know, incredible producer. First one to kind of like break down sampling in a different, people were just looping things back in the days. You actually broke things down and recreated sound.
Yeah, took the kicks and the snares from certain records and recreated different patterns with those kicks and snares. And that, you know, that they said I was the first person to start doing that in hip hop, so I'll take that credit.
That's right, the pioneer of that. Name some of the famous people you work with.
Oh, for sure. It was the Juice Crew back in the day, of course. You know, it's MC Shan, Roxanne Shante, Biz Marquis, Coogee Rap and Polo, Big Daddy Kane, Master Ace, Craig G. You already know the whole entire Juice Crew.
Yes.
Back in the day. Then we moved on up to Heavy D. We made some hits with Heavy D, made a little history with him. Girls They Love Me, made some gold records over there.
Shout out to Mount Vernon.
That's what I'm saying, Mount Vernon. Then I got with LL Cool J. We did the Mama Said Knock You Out. We did the Grammy, caught the Grammy off that one.
Nice.
And, you know, Around the Way Girl with a lot of other hits. And, you know, worked with Jay-Z. Just everybody in the whole music business. I done produced them, damn near.
Everybody.
From the 90s on back, you know, anybody that was relevant in that time.
That's
you know,
what's up, man.
Well,
we're glad you're here. We're glad you're here talking to us.
Yeah.
National DJ Day. Talked about some of the greatest DJs in their existence. And, you know, would you believe they're still right here at MS Communications?
Oh, yeah.
And there's no disrespect, but, like, either between Hot 97 and WBLS, like, we have yourself, Red Alert,
No doubt.
got Chuck Chillout,
Yes.
Funk Flex,
Yes.
DJ Scratch. There's so many great DJs. Chuck Chillout. Did I say Chuck Chillout? I probably did.
The greats.
But anyway, the greats are right here.
Yes.
So I have to ask you, Marley, like off the rip, like the DJs today who are learning right now, what are the disadvantages or advantages they may have that maybe you didn't have coming up?
Well, first thing is technology. Technology kicked in. You have Serato now, because back in the day we used to have to bust knuckles and carry crates around. Like the 3 crates would get you like about an hour worth of music. So right now the crates are in your computer. So first of all, you have technology working with you because you're not busting your back carrying crates. Number 2, you could, with the technology of today, you could go into any genre you want because you have most of the genres inside your computer. Now, if you're out there and you see Spanish people on the dance floor, hey, you go in your Spanish section, you're throwing your little cha-cha. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Now, you see the disco heads out there, you're throwing your little disco. Boop, you see the hip-hop heads, you're going to your different sections. Back in the day, if we didn't bring crates for that, we was in trouble.
In trouble.
So right now it's a little doper because the spectrum is much bigger on what a DJ could do and where he could take it that night.
Right.
So that's why I love it right now.
Now,
as opposed to before.
What are some of the disadvantages that maybe some of the young DJs will not have in reference to technology? Maybe there's
I could tell you one thing you won't run into. All right, now you already know back in the day when you used to go to a party, there were like 20 guys helping you there with your crates. Now it's only 3 of y'all to carry all them crates back.
Right.
So you'll never get caught out there.
Right.
These DJs right now, you'll never get caught out there having to carry all them crates back because everybody left and hooked up with girls.
Right.
That's
you're
good.
good.
That's good right
You roll
there.
out with the laptop
That's
or maybe
what
a
I'm saying.
mixer and that's it.
There you go, or little stick.
A little USB.
You know what I'm
flash
saying?
drive.
That's crazy.
Okay, cool. Talk about you and Mr. Magic.
Wow.
Talk about the pioneering of a hip hop radio show and then your role putting on those mixed master gloves and breaking music.
Well, basically, you see, me and Mr. Magic were probably we were the first ones to put commercial hip hop on a commercial radio station. So we kind of invented the hip hop mix show by doing that because there was no one before us doing it. And just making history with Mr. Magic was incredible because we was the first ones doing it.
That's right.
We was on the air just a few months before Red Alert and Chuck on Kiss FM. We dominated that whole summer. So the next summer, they had to have something for BLS. So Kiss hired Red Alert and Chuck Chill out to battle against us. And, we had fun. I mean, those battles were legendary.
Legendary.
The tapes were going around. Before the internet, those tapes were down south. Those tapes were in Japan. Those tapes were in China. Those tapes were everywhere. And, it was a good time and a good feeling for hip hop.
Is there something specifically about doing it in the 80s, doing it in the 90s that you miss that you can't do right now?
You know what I miss? I miss how we used to go to Union Square, for instance, and a whole posse and a whole crew, like 50 of us, and just go rain on the crowd and just go have some fun. Those are the days I miss when we used to just go have some fun.
Right, roll up deep.
Yeah, roll deep in the club and just go have some fun, pop some bottles, and just, make sure everybody's safe and get home safe. And, QB used to be in them clubs, man. I'm serious, heavy. I miss that right there.
Okay. When did your love for DJing begin? Very important question.
Wow.
Now, I'm going to ask you who your favorite DJ is also. But before we even get to that, where and what got you to say, I want to do this?
Wow. One day I was listening to WXLO, which turned into Kiss FM later on. There was a mix show on, and I believe, could have been Ted Curry or someone. I heard someone mix an instrumental, a vocal to an instrumental, and I was like, wow. I was blown away. From that point on, I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to be that person that connects music in any way and make sure it's in beat. I want to be a music connector. So by 14, I got a job at Pegasus, Club Pegasus in Manhattan. So when I was 15, on my 15th birthday, I finally started working there. And from that point on, I would take this DJ thing so serious, and it was incredible for me just to connect music. That's all I want to do, is be a music connector.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Now, I have a mentor. I have a few mentors. Maybe Red Alert would be one of them. He helped me flower my career. Is there anybody like that in Marley Marl's career, like that gave you the opportunity, gave you the shot, gave you the open door? Or
Well, would have to be Dr. Bob Lee, because he was a DJ in my neighborhood that worked at college radio, and he brought me to college radio to see the whole atmosphere of what radio was. And if it wasn't for Bob Lee, I probably wouldn't be standing here right now, because he introduced me to Mr. Magic, and the rest is history.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, Dr. Bob Lee's still with us today.
That's what I'm saying.
I love
That's real
that.
talk.
I
That's real
love that
talk.
right there. Okay, what are some techniques and traits that every DJ must have to be successful?
Okay. Every trait that a DJ must have to be
Must
very
have.
successful, you gotta have timing, number one. You gotta have that timing. Eye to ear to hand timing is most important to keep it in beat, because if you're a DJ that's not mixing in beat, you're not a DJ that's not mixing in beat. So you have to definitely have that eye to ear to hand timing, which is most important, and the ability to read the crowd. If you can see what the crowd needs and you throw on that record, and you hear, you already know. and it's a good feeling. Only DJs know that feeling.
That's
You know
what's
what I'm
up.
talking
That's
about.
what's up.
That's real.
If you were home by yourself and you just wanted to let off some steam, how would you do it? Would you use turntables without the Serato?
Mm-hmm.
Would you use 7 inches, 45s?
Mm-hmm.
Would you plug up a drum machine? Like, how would you let the stress out? Like, if you was doing a nice exercise in the basement or in the studio of your home, what would be your preferred go-to?
Well, my preferred go-to, I'll do some jumping jacks first.
All right.
I'll be like, boom, boom, boom. Then I'll look at my drum machine, and I'll tap out a remix. So that's where I get my steam off. I release steam. I do about 1 or 2 remixes every day.
That's what's up.
I'll get to it.
I'm hearing a lot of joints that I'm like, I'm a little upset. Like, I need him to share this with the world. He's holding them so he can drop them whenever he wants. I know what he's doing, but I think your stuff's so incredible that you should share with the world.
Yeah, I should.
That's just my opinion.
I should. Then I have to share my big ratings too, because when I play them, I get ratings. So hey, I don't know.
Talk, Marley Marl. All right, I think I saw Wild Style, and I saw Grandmaster Flash for the first time really do his thing in that routine that he did in the kitchen with
the
Fab
3
Five.
turntables, right?
When I saw that, I lost my mind. I was at the Kenmore Theater on Church Avenue in Brooklyn, and I lost my mind when I saw that. I cut school that day, and I went to see this movie. When I left there, I said, I want to do that.
Wow.
Then the only other DJ that I ever wanted to be, and a lot of people say, like, I want to be myself, but it was Jam Master Jay.
Wow.
Because Jam Master Jay he was so fly. Like, he had the gold rope chain with the Adidas on.
Wow.
Then he DJ'd for an incredible rap group. Or
He's
was
from
part
Queens.
of it.
He's from Queens.
You know what I mean?
That was all
like,
cool right there.
Like, for me, I was like, I want to be him. Who is that for you?
Wow.
Who did Marley Marl want to be, or who is the person that you were like, you know what?
Wow.
I'm doing this, and I'm going to do it better than him, or whatever.
Let me tell you, I was in high school in matter of fact, in Manhattan High. I was in high school. Somebody came through. His name was Calvin. He lived in the Bronx or Harlem. He was the coolest kid in school.
Right.
Walking through with his box, playing a breakout tape.
Wow.
Now, I heard the breakout tape. It was Dance to the Drummer's Beat with echo on it. And it was going, yes, yes, y'all, 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 to the beat, y'all, y'all, beat, y'all, y'all, burp. And me and Polo looked at each other, because Polo was in my high school. Me and Polo looked at each other, was like, what the hell is that? Yo, after I heard that breakout tape, I want to be like DJ Breakout. I want to make tapes. I want to get a crew together. I went back to Queens. I got the Short Shot crew. It wasn't good as some of the tapes that was out. We was trying to do our thing, but when I heard that breakout tape, that changed my life right there.
When would you say to yourself, Marley Marl has made it? What was it? Was it a remix? Was it a party? Was it a radio show? Was it a signing, an album deal? Was it your first platinum, hit? What was it that you said to yourself, Mom, I made it?
Wow, okay. I mean, it's two points when I felt that I really made it. Back in the day in Queensbridge, it was a house called Tracy Johnson's house.
Okay.
She used to throw the parties in Queensbridge.
Right.
One time, I was the DJ for Tracy Johnson's parties.
Wow.
And I was like, yo, and I went in there, and look, I only mixed like 3 or 4 records, but when I walked out of there, I was like, woo, I heard the crowd rock, and I rocked Tracy Johnson's parties. Wow, and another time was, one day I was on the block, and a kid was walking by playing Dimples D on his box loud. And I know that I didn't really give it to nobody, so I ran up on him, yo, man, where you get that? Why you steal my tape? He said, yo, this is Kiss FM, homie. They playing it.
So you was like, wow, the competition's playing your joint.
Yo, that's crazy. That's before I even got on the radio. How you like that?
Also before?
Before I even got on the radio with Mr.
Wow.
Magic, Kiss FM was playing Dimples D record. And that's when I knew something was brewing.
Which record?
Sucker DJs.
Woo,
I was at a
jam the other night.
You heard Action Bronson say that. I was at a jam.
I'm going to have to get that from you. I'm going to have to get that from you. What was the first record you ever spun on the radio? Do you remember?
Yes. The first record I ever spun on the radio was a remix of Buffalo Gals. I put it on the reel. Mr. Magic actually pressed the button for it to play. But I believe he was going to get another record. This is even before I was authorized to play on the radio. He was going to get another record to play after my remix. I was like, bruh, that don't mix with that. He said, what do you mean don't mix with it? Grab a record and show me what you're talking about. I grabbed the record, and I blended it with that Buffalo Gal. So the first record I ever played on the radio was the Buffalo Gals remix that got me on.
Wow.
And then I did a perfect blend right out of it into the next record. Magic was standing there like,
wow.
Hold up, they don't do that in hip hop. What do you do on the weekends, sir? I was like, yo, I work at Pegasus. He's like, no, you don't. You work here now.
That's what's up.
He got me my license, my FCC license, got me on the radio, and the rest is history,
That's
man.
it.
Thank you, Mr. Magic.
That's
Rest
it.
in peace.
Rest in peace, Mr. Magic.
Real talk.
How important is the DJ when it comes to the world of music, radio, and more?
I believe the DJ is one of the most important pinnacle parts of the music creation and breaking the music, because the DJs really know what the crowd wants. The DJs are most important in breaking the music. I mean, without producer DJs, I don't know where the music would be right now.
That's right.
You know, because if it wasn't for us knowing what rocks the crowd, if it wasn't for me knowing that Impeach the President always rocks the crowd when you play it regular, why shouldn't I make records off that? May Eric be his president in the bridge.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a DJ's thinking about what's gonna make the crowd react. And I think it's important and very pinnacle to have producer DJs, and I'm definitely, since I'm one of the first producer DJs to be successful at it, I mean, it's the most important part to the music industry right now. Most of the hit records that you hear on the radio today are mostly done by producer DJs, the best ones.
That's right. That's right. Even the EDM guys.
That's right.
All the
That's what I'm
electronic
trying
DJs, that's right. Scratch was talking about that. They're playing their own mixes,
Oh, yeah.
and that's why they deserve the big bucks.
Of course.
And that's why they have a gazillion people at their parties
Of course.
or festivals.
Festivals, it's crazy. And a lot of times, in that world, because I made a house record that did really well. It took me to Ibiza. I never got that far from hip hop, but I see what it is. At those festivals, they just want you to play your song, and they
That's
want to
it.
see you play it.
That's it.
And they want to see you rock the crowd playing that song you produced. And it was a song Beyond, a song called Beyond I made. And one day I was DJing in Ibiza from it. I never got that far in hip hop.
That's
so,
crazy.
So it's kind of crazy. They just want to see you play your songs. Bang, 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 play that hit, and you go home.
Talking about overseas, favorite place to go do your thing?
France is my number one spot.
France for you, number one?
France. I love France. France is hip hop crazy. It's graffiti that as you roll down the streets. It's lovely. It's like New York in the 70s kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Japan is one of my other places one of my other top markets that I always go to.
Okay.
I kind of live out there too. London, can't forget about London. Tim Westwood in London, and London always was big for hip hop. And they changed it, and they have their style of hip hop. So I like London too as another place. Plus the Indian food is great.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Some of your favorite DJs,
Ooh,
just across the board. They could be radio DJs, mixtape DJs. Some of your favorite radio shows from back in the days to now.
Well, it's funny because I come up through house and club music first.
Right.
I was doing that first before I got with Mr. Magic. So a lot of my earlier DJs and influences are like club DJs like Larry Levan.
Ooh, I love him.
I would say like Ted Courier was on the radio. I would say Shep Pettibone that was on Kiss.
Chef Pettibone.
I would watch and listen to all his mixes, and he inspired me actually to start doing overdubs onto my remixes. Adding little bottle clicks or keyboard overdubs on things. He inspired that. So, and then in the hip hop genre, of course, I got to go with my the inventor of the scratch, which is Graham was a Theodore, of course.
Okay.
I mean, if you didn't invent that, I don't know where we would be with it. Of course, Grandmaster Flash with inventing the backspin. Like,
right.
Who would have thought about if it takes one spin to bring it back? And it's like, that's
crazy.
That's neurotic to me. It was crazy.
It's crazy.
And and who else? And of course, I gotta say, of course, to all the scratching DJs that's out there, DJ Scratch is one of my favorites. Of course, LL's DJ is crazy. Z-Trip.
Okay.
I like Z-Trip.
Z-Trip is the truth.
I like Z-Trip.
I like Z-Trip too.
You know what I mean? So it's a few people that took this technology to the next level that that we watch. And of course, I can't forget my house guys like the Louis Vegas, the Kevin Hedges, the Tony Humphries, ZZs. You know what I mean? Those are the cats that I used to just admire and watch as a kid and listen to on the radio and kind of build my style from.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
What do you see hip hop, a matter of fact, where do you see DJing in, let's say, 20 years from now? Where we at with it?
Okay, I see the DJ right now. We're gonna have a DJ. It's gonna be touchless DJing. You're gonna wave your arm over a situation, and you're gonna make it happen like this. That's where I see it going.
That's it.
It's probably there already. There's probably somebody
is.
sitting in their house with that technology.
You probably scroll through files like this,
yeah,
right?
you go through files like this, and you just, move your hand above the platter, and whatever your hand movements, you put a little ring on.
Yeah.
I'm telling you how to use the technology and what's it gonna be. Put a little ring on, that'll control what goes on. Have a ring on each side,
That's what's up.
and that'll control it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
That's
Well,
where we
Marley,
going with
man,
it.
thanks for having us, man. National DJ Day.
Yes, yes.
Is there anything you want to drop a little jewel for maybe a new person trying to be a DJ today? What would that little jewel advice be for them?
Well, definitely know your formatting. I mean, because you could be a DJ in too many different formats, but you got to know your formatting. You got to know what goes where, if you understand. So if you're a DJ coming in, study your music, study the history of the music, study the DJs that played the music so you know where you're at, and study what was hot and what genre was, and what was hot in each genre. So I would think that it's important for you to know where you're heading with it, and study your crowd, study your genres, know your music, and know when to put certain music on is most important right there.
There it is. You heard it. Legendary DJ Marley Marl.